Hi guys, welcome to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are going to build Batuu, or Black Spire Outpost from Galaxy's Edge, from the Star Wars universe, due to recent leaks and, well, also announcements. But yeah, how I built this, why I built this, I will explain everything you need to know about this in this video, and also we are gonna talk a little bit about the upcoming gameplay pack, Journey to Batuu for The Sims 4, so let's just get started. So here we are in Oasis Springs on a 50 by 50 lot, but not for long. I just wanted it to, first I wanted it to be a little bit smaller. I started building this, I think 3 weeks ago, so this was even before the announcement of the new gameplay pack. I did not know that the gameplay pack is actually really going to be Star Wars at that point, but there were some, icon leaks and lots of speculation, and for me personally it looked a lot like a Galaxy's Edge kind of icon. So I was like, maybe watch some new Star Wars stuff, kind of revisit the movies because I've just seen them like once. And I just thought, yeah, maybe for production design, just to see if it's possible to build Galaxy's Edge in The Sims 4 with all of the packs that we currently have. Is it possible? Will it look a little bit Star Warsy? So I decided to do that. And also, of course, I wanted to build like a huge lot where your Sims can use multiple stuff, so basically this whole thing can be set to so many things in the end. I think it's gonna be like a gym, a bar, a cafe, a restaurant, a nightclub, a lounge, a park, a national park, museum, library, and like all that stuff. So basically also of course residential and also retail. So basically this is a multi-purpose lot that I wanted to create here, since it is a huge lot again. And since I don't know for what exactly you would use something like this, just, to explore, I would say, I wanted it to have multiple purposes, so to speak. So I looked at lots and lots of revisiting or like video tours of the Galaxy's Edge world or theme park world, which is like the Star Wars theme park worlds or theme park like areas, I would say, for Disney. So there's one in Disney World and one in Disneyland, both being in America, so I haven't been there and have never seen them up close. But what was really helpful was the maps of the theme parks to see how everything looks like. And of course, lots and lots of videos of other YouTubers who mainly focus on apparently doing these, walkthroughs of all of the attraction and the theme parks and so on. So shout out to all of these guys because they helped me a lot, and I've studied lots and lots of their uploads. It was really helpful. For me personally, to build this in The Sims 4 was, it was interesting. I personally, like quirky stuff. I know that you guys are more into, well, not my viewers, I guess, in general, but lots of Sims 4 build viewers, I guess, are more into like the usual family homes, because that is just what you usually would, use in the game, I guess. But I personally always think it is more interesting to build something a little bit more quirky and a little bit more, maybe, I'm not sure if I would say weird, but like not the usual family home. That's just my personal preference, and I always want to push the boundaries of the build mode, which I did here, by the way. It was, I think, the longest build that I've ever done. Not necessarily because it is so detailed. There have been more detailed lots that I've done before, but I must say that currently the build mode, if you do lots of different foundation heights with different houses on one lot, you have the octagonal rooms, for example, and like lots of diagonals and whatnot. Basically, then the build mode gets so almost unusable. And I had that problem here as well. So I would say that I built this during, I think, 2 weeks or over a course of 3 weeks. Keep in mind that I have a normal job. So, you know, building The Sims is not like my full-time job. But I guess it would have been like 40 hours building this whole thing with furnishing, whatnot. And also maybe sometimes rewatching some of these videos that I mentioned before to see if everything kind of looks like Star Wars. It is, of course, not an exact copy of Galaxy's Edge. So after the 40 hours, I guess I began to experience lots and lots of problems with the build mode. Being deleting rooms, not having usable rooms. So basically it was like the room existed. You can click on it, you could drag and drop it, but you could tilt it and whatnot, but you couldn't place anything into the rooms. Like the game didn't let me. So I experienced that. I experienced walls being there, but not shown. I experienced some other crap. Let's just say it like this. So I think this is why it also took me so long to build, because the build mode was not my friend during this build, definitely. And kind of also gave me like this little, you know, this little push like, yeah, why not play another game that works a little bit more smoother? So I kind of also lost a little bit of interest. Here we are already in Winterberg on a 64x64 lot. For those who don't know, 64x64 is the biggest lot size that we have in The Sims 4. I also think that Winterberg looks a little bit more like Batuu, because Batuu, the planet that this is situated on, kind of has very Earth-like flora and fauna. Well, not the fauna, but like the flora definitely, like green trees, you know, like normal gray stones and whatnot. So I think that even Winterberg kind of looked a little bit more suiting for this whole thing. Here we are doing the market hall. I kind of wanted the layout to be a little bit like the map. Of course, since it's a 64x64, I couldn't do the whole very long rectangular, I would even say, map of the Galaxy's Edge that we have in the theme parks. But I wanted to have some of the things that you can apparently visit there. Keep in mind, I've never been there. I'm not like a super hardcore Star Wars fan. So whenever I try to rebuild something from a huge franchise, I do this still with my Harry Potter builds, because we're doing the Harry Potter world. But I mean, I've done this with other franchises as well. So keep in mind, hardcore fans, I really don't want to hurt you. I don't want to say anything wrong about your love for the franchise, etc. I know that I will do some probably major errors here in design or whatnot, and I will also probably mispronounce stuff or say something wrong about where this is situated, what this should be or whatnot. So please keep in mind, this is not, you know, because it's just in general very hard to, you know, please everyone here for this. It's just a fun little project. I personally thought Star Wars is a pretty cool franchise, kind of. It has a very distinctive production design, by the way. I always think, whether you like Star Wars or not, if you are into design and set design, in my opinion, Star Wars always looks like Star Wars, and every other sci-fi movie looks like a sci-fi movie. Do you know what I mean? Like if you see a spaceship kind of screenshot from Star Wars, and then you see another one from like another sci-fi spaceship kind of movie, you can realize this is Star Wars and the other one is not. So it is like so distinct that you kind of have to bow down to the whole theming and how Star Wars stuff looks like in comparison to other science fiction space odysseys, you know. So in my opinion, that always was something that I personally I don't know, like appreciated, I would say. I always found that very interesting, how Star Wars, how you can make something Star Wars, make it look a little bit more Star Wars. So here we are already in the interior design. To walk you through, we have actually 3 houses, so to speak, on the lot. One is this residential lot. I always wanted this to be a residential lot because I personally think that lots and lots of players in The Sims 4 like to play as, you know, as a residential lot. You know, they usually don't tend to go to so many community lots. So basically this is my fan service, I would say, trying to make this as Star Wars looking as possible. I of course try to use everything, like every pack that I own, which is all of the packs right now, but feel free to just download this and see what gets replaced and what is missing, because I think the most important, you know, like tables and activity stuff, etc. I try to use base game if there is a base game version that fits the theming here. So feel free to just download this. The download link is in the video description as always down below. And yeah, so basically it has a little bathroom, it has a living room, this is the kitchen, and upstairs there will be a bedroom, which is not as decorated because there I also had this whole thing that I couldn't place so many objects because the room, well, the room tiles, that was something I could place something on, but then the walls were not actually there for the, it was just, some walls are, you could place something on the walls and on some walls you couldn't. It was just super weird. And I had this throughout the build mode, which made me lose interest in building in The Sims, to be honest. It was that bad, and it was not my PC or something acting up. It was truly just a game which I repaired a lot, which I tried to, you know, clean up since I don't have any CC on there. It was just weird. It was just, yeah, kind of was not interested in building for a while. And then we have another very big house. I say this in quotes, you can't see me, I know, but say this in quotes, which is basically another kind of market place. I think this is the thing, it's situated in a Black Spire outpost. Here I wanted to have as many retail lots and like a bar allowed to be at the rooftop bar. I just thought this is like a cool little feature because in Star Wars I always love when they are on the planets, and especially in like little outposts or, I don't know, marketplaces, and you have so many different aliens in the background and whatnot, and all the weird noises and the weird little self-made bizarre like stalls and whatnot. And I love that. Like, that's something that I personally like about Star Wars, because usually, you know, whenever sci-fi movies have, like, they don't have that many different alien types. If you know what I mean. I don't want to bash, and like, write me, please, feel free to write me any other sci-fi movies in the, or like recommendations in the descriptions down below where you think it's like kind of fun, because you have like so much different designs and like aliens and whatnot in the background, or even like in the main focus. I usually always love that. That's like more, that makes sci-fi more fun, just my personal taste. But yeah, this is something that I always loved about Star Wars, like all the weird aliens that I still have no idea how to pronounce them. I had lots and lots of cool friends, or I made cool friends since the announcement, that are into Star Wars, and it helped me a lot with Wikipedia and like explaining like the whole thing to me, because I only watched the movies once and I was like, I have to rewatch them again. I never felt so much in love with Star Wars in general. I think that was just a thing, like I was always like into, you know, the Harry Potter and like fantasy stuff than sci-fi, even though I enjoy more sci-fi movies than fantasy movies, to be honest, because then you could always say, oh yeah, it's magic. Like every problem can be solved with magic, and in sci-fi they kind of have to come up with some weird science stuff. In Star Wars it's also a little bit more magic, you know, with the Force, and yeah. Anyways, so we have, like, as you can see, lots and lots of different things here. We have the rooftop bar, we have lots of retail. This is an arcade, which is also an karaoke bar. Outside we also have some stalls. I really wanted it to be as detailed and lived in, kinda used. Like if you live there with your Sims, if you want to visit this as one of the, you know, lots or whatnot, then you know, I wanted people to be there, so I have these mannequins the dresses and the and the costumes that we already have from Star Wars. So they are already there, and it kind of is a little bit more filled, because these huge lots always take up, like, you know, it's always so empty. So I needed some mannequins that are already some aliens standing there, so you kind of have a nice little lifted background with some people there, because only having 8 Sims on a 64x64, that still makes it look very empty in my opinion. So this is maybe a crystal kind of, maybe you can buy some elements there, I don't know, space stuff. And yeah, I tried to make it as fun as possible, but also as Sims as possible, if this makes any sense to you. But I think like hardcore Simmers will know what I mean. So there are some themes that are more Sims and some that are more, I would say, Star Wars. But I think I don't need to explain what everything is. You can, of course, know, you can realize what is a bar, you know what is a restaurant, you know what is like a bazaar marketplace where we are right now. Yeah, sometimes there's like little nudges to the Star Wars franchise with the mannequins, with the costumes or something, and some are just plain out, you know, weird wonky Sims stuff. So this is how I wanted to approach this whole thing. For me personally, it was lots and lots of fun building this until I ran into all of these lags and build glitches and issues with this build. So far, no one has complained on the gallery that it doesn't work for them. So feel free to write that here in the comments for all the others as well, if you run into any, you know, errors with that. But usually it works in all of the other people's. Maybe it's just the build mode, but not the live, like, using mode in gameplay. But yeah, basically the marketplace is also like lots of fun, because we have like a flower stand. We have this is supposed to be like a travel agency kind of thing, where you can book yourself a spaceship or whatnot and then travel to some other places. Then we also have, of course, little like a little animal stall where you can buy a little animal or maybe food for your other bigger pet at home or something. I don't know. Something like that. I thought that would be fun, because we have so many little animals in terrariums or aquariums and little statues that kind of, you know, are supposed to be animals or look like animals, alien animals. So I thought that would be fun, and definitely, you know, maybe you can roast the 6MO. Maybe the 6MO is very tasty. I don't know. Are owls tasty? Can you eat them? Probably you can. But yeah, this is basically the whole Batuu thing. So yeah, 50 hours of building, lots and lots of knickknacks. I tried to be as close as possible to, you know, putting Star Wars in The Sims 4 without having a Star Wars pack. So basically, for those who don't know, the Star Wars gameplay pack Journey to Batuu is coming out on the 9th of November. Oh, the 8th of September. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the release date. I didn't get an early access copy for this, but it's okay. I will definitely check it out anyway. Am I a little bit salty that we get Star Wars in The Sims 4? Not that much, honestly. I actually want to see what this is all about when I have like my hands on it. I personally always welcome everything that brings us very quirky stuff for build mode. And so far what I have seen, there's lots and lots of cool builds and buy stuff in there that is not, you know, the usual suburban family home. So I personally welcome this, but I still have to look at it to see if this is like something for builders in The Sims 4. So stay tuned for that. I will definitely review that. But yeah, personally, I think this is possible. It is already possible to build something Star Warsy in The Sims 4, but I had to use lots and lots of different packs. So of course, Strangerville and Get to Work will help you guys. Those who are into sci-fi fantasy builds probably already know that. So that is just something that I personally experienced while building this, that these packs are kind of more dominant than others. I personally am looking forward to the gameplay pack. I'm personally not a game player in The Sims. I really like to build, but as I said, the objects look kind of interesting, but I'm gonna give my final review of that once I have looked into the build and buy and debug stuff that we get with that. Was it fun to build this? I think yes, it was like a nice Star Wars kind of build. There's also another Star Wars build coming up next, which is a Sith temple. Which I did in multiple streams with you guys together on Twitch. So thank you so much for visiting my streams again. You can always come by and follow me on Twitch, which is www.twitch.tv/Simproved. And I will also put that in the description down below for you guys. But yeah, basically, I personally think it is a very Simlish looking, you know, Star Wars build. Of course, the Batuu that you get with the gameplay pack looks a lot better, but mine in the end is far more versatile and better because there is so much stuff to do and you can set it to so many different things. So keep in mind that I personally think that mine is of course better. But of course, the Star Wars pack version of Batuu or Galaxy's Edge looks way better. And also, the Millennium Falcon, I didn't build this, Phantasms did. I will link to her channel and her Twitter in the video description. You have to check her out. She's a magician in coming up with using the tool mod and creating stuff, and I asked her if I could use her Millennium Falcon in this build. So I did. It's up on as a room in the Sims gallery, and I just used that to have at least the Millennium Falcon as well on my little lot here. And yeah, it definitely makes it look a little bit more Star Warsy, doesn't it? So yeah, here we have a cafe. Yeah, it was lots and lots of fun, but also lots of repetition of, you know, all of that stuff. So I hope they have, with a new patch, they have fixed some of the building issues that we have in the game. I hope that you personally like, of course, all the stuff that you can do here, because there's lots and lots of activities that you can do here. You know, building robots, playing games, going shopping, going to eat, karaoke, singing, dancing, whatnot. You know, I try to put in as much as possible so you can have this as a multiple usable lot, so to speak. Here's the Mandalorian with the child, which is basically Boba Fett and Baby Yoda, but you know, we don't have a Mandalorian in the game yet. But yeah, it was lots and lots of fun to put in like little reference with all of the stuff here. Kind of tell little stories with every little corner. So I would recommend you to download this and, you know, explore yourselves, because this is basically just a very detailed build, and I couldn't do it as a whole 1 hour video because that's how long it would have taken me. So yeah, I hope that you like this build, guys. Feel free to download this. I will, again, it is up on the gallery. My ID is Simproved, but I will also put the link to that in the video description down below. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I like to build in The Sims, but I also like to build in other games, so we'll see. If you have any suggestions or recommendations about what I have to build next, write it in the comments down below. I will always read them. I will try to answer you if possible. Time is a little bit tight at the moment, but I try to. And yeah, I also want to thank you so much for watching, guys. Please be safe, stay healthy, have a healthy discussion about packs, I would say, because I've seen some rather angry tweets, I would say, a little bit too emotional. But yeah, this is you guys being super excited about Sims. I understand, I am too. But yeah, I will wait until I get my hands on a copy of the gameplay pack, the Star Wars gameplay pack. But yeah, this is basically how you could have Star Wars into your game without having the pack. And I hope that you'll really like this versatile version of Batuu. And yeah, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this one. I hope you like this video. And I will see you soon. Bye bye.